I'm worth a lot of guap like some bathing apes. They say who gon' blackball me, you a crazy ape. And I will never sign a deal, call that a twist of fate. You slave nothing, my nigga, you must be bugging. When a bitch turn me down, I'll turn around and fuck a cousin if you diss. Alright guys, it's time to go in on Tommy, because I feel like a lot of the callers that call in, they don't know how to talk to Tommy because Tommy is a narcissist. So for a narcissist, what you have to do is create videos and cut out certain sections of those videos and then speak on those cutout sections and dissect those cutout sections. Because anytime you call into Tommy's show to try to educate him on something, he's not going to listen to you. He's not going to learn anything. Because as a narcissist, they are always right. They are always the victim. They are always the ones being attacked. Okay? Let's go.
Period. That is specific to me. That's like me going around saying, you gonna learn, and somebody saying, yeah, you got that from Kevin Hart. So? You gonna learn today?
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right there. Right now, he's talking about how Kevin Samuels is so-called stealing his lines. Tommy, how does someone steal what you say? By simply thinking the way you think and boldly speaking about it the same way you boldly speak about it. You see, that's just like when we take it back to the 60s. Malcolm X was a lot like the Black Panthers. I don't remember who came out first, which one came out first. But by your logic, either the Black Panthers or Malcolm X was stealing. Because one or the other party was trying to be pro-black. Yeah. And they both spoke about white supremacy and about how whites are not gonna, let up. And so one of them is copying off of the other. By your logic, Tommy. As if you're the only person on planet fucking Earth that has ever said anything logical. Let's continue.
You can't say that. And again, I tried to talk to the man logically. There wasn't a question. Watch this. So, sir, you called my show. I want to make sure I understand. You called my show to make a point, not to have a discussion, right?
The point I was trying to make is...
I asked a question. If you won't answer the question, I'll just move on. Because I did ask you a question. Then you could go into your point. But I asked you a question. I said, did you call me to have a discussion or to make a point?
I called to have a discussion.
Did you call to have a discussion or to make a point? Tommy, it is literally impossible to have a debate with you because you always yelling at the top of your lungs. Every time you turn around, you cutting people off. That's why, Tommy. This is why, to this very day, I contemplate about ever going on to your show, because I know that at some point you're going to cut me off. And then I'm going to forget what the fuck I was trying to say to you because I felt blatantly disrespected by you cutting me off. And then, boom, You won. Tommy, you will always win debates because you have a very strong voice. You have a very powerful voice. You have very strong vocals. Everybody agrees with this. It's very easy for you to cut people off with your strong voice. It's a gift from God that has been given to you. And unfortunately, you abuse it. You abuse it. You have a strong voice and you have a really bad, you have a very bad habit of cutting people off. This is why I really don't, I was kind of thinking about it at one point, but then again, I was like, you know what? I don't really want to go on Tommy's show because any point that I try to bring up to him, he's just gonna yell at the top of his lungs, call me stupid, call me a fuck nigga, and then he gonna block me off the call like a bitch. You see, bitches do shit like that. You know how on social media when a bitch block you for no fucking reason? That's how Tommy acted. Tommy's acting like a bitch. Let's continue.
So if you were having a discussion, why would you ask me why I'm doing what I'm doing when I told you? Did you not like the answer? Did you not think it was good enough? Because you kept trying to make a point that I didn't make, and all I did was ask you respectfully. Can you go back and listen to the show and you will see that's not the point I'm making. So why would you argue with me saying, hey man, people have thought the same things and had these types of thoughts. It's not just you. I agree with you. That wasn't the point I was making in this show. And if you go back and listen to it, you will see that wasn't the point I was making. So why am I arguing against something that is not the point I made? You're making me argue for something that's not what my point is.
Tommy, you're burning bridges.
I don't care. I'm a grown man. I got the right to burn a bridge. I'm burning bridges when I was talking about the...
Okay, let's talk about how this caller said, Tommy, you're burning bridges. Guys, what this man was trying to let Tommy know is that, Tommy, the way you're coming at Kevin, see, Kevin is a very relaxed, non-confrontational person. And I guarantee you, I put money on it, Tommy. I put money on it. Kevin watches your videos. He watches how you talk about him. What man in his right mind is going to want to sit down and have a conversation with a crazy person like you, Tommy? You might end up cussing. You might fuck around and when Kevin Samuels is debating with you, you might call him a fuck nigga to his face. And Kevin Samuels is a decent black man, Tommy. He's a decent black man. He rarely ever uses profanity. And you are a shit mouth. You are a motor mouth and you're a shit mouth. Almost everything that comes out of your mouth is fucking shit. And it smells bad. Okay? You have a really filthy mouth, Tommy, and you should wash your mouth out with soap. So like I said, this caller is telling you the truth. You are burning bridges. This is what the point he was trying to make, but you don't get it, Tommy. You don't fucking get it because once again, you're a narcissist. Let's continue.
Redneck. I'm burning bridges when I was talking about the Littlefoot's. Ooh-wee. I'm burning bridges when I'm talking about women, sir. Am I not? I'm burning bridges when I stuck up for men. Was I not?
And I will say, what Tommy just now said about burning bridges, he's 100% factual about that. He's right about that. Even when he's telling the truth, even when Tommy's being factual and he's not being biased, he is burning bridges. That is a fact. And the same thing happens to Kevin Samuels. Let's continue.
You ultimately want the credit that you rightfully deserve. And you rightfully deserve the credit. Then there has to be another way.
What other way then? That's what you should be telling me. What's the other way? Not telling me the way that I'm doing is wrong. Why don't you tell me another way of doing it?
Well, another way would be, okay, if Kevin is not giving you the credit that you rightfully deserve, whatever the reason is that he has as to why he's not pointing you out, as the reason why he's not saying, you know what, this is where I got it from. As men, there can be a place maybe later on down the line where the two of you can ultimately click up and have a conversation. But when you're coming at it from this point of view, he really doesn't have any motivation to even bring your name up.
Sir, he didn't have it.
There we go. That was the point right there, Tommy. But once again, as always, it goes right over Tommy's head because he is a narcissist. Let's hear what motor mouth Tommy has to say.
Motivation to do it before.
So okay, so if he didn't have any motivation
okay, you know what you're
before,
saying?
then
Let
why
me
would
tell
he
you.
do
Oh,
that?
wait. Let me tell you what you're saying. The person who told me they were going to pay me, that I loaned money to,
Tommy, this is a terrible analogy because Kevin Samuels never told you shit. This is exactly why this is a terrible analogy, Tommy. Kevin doesn't fucking owe you nothing, you fucking ass, motor mouth punk. And I'm being funny when I say that, Tommy. I really got love for you, but I'm being belligerent the same way you like to be belligerent. Okay? Kevin doesn't owe you shit, Tommy. You don't own logic. You don't own the ability to say something when it needs to be said. You don't own fact. This is literally what this whole thing is about. Let's continue.
oh, they owe me. They haven't paid me back. You reached out to them. They said, I'll hit you back. You saw them at the club. You saw them buying bottles. Now you have somebody telling you 4 months later, after you realize 4 months have passed, they ain't paying me. They're not going to pay me at all. So I'm going to have to get my money the way I want to. So I'm going to find.
So check this out. Tommy is insinuating, which may be a fact, it may or may not be a fact, but he is insinuating that Kevin Samuels once reached out to him by saying, Tommy, I'll get back to you when I do. To keep it real with you guys, I don't think Kevin Samuels wants to ever have a discussion with Tommy because Tommy is very hard. It's very, very difficult to get him to admit when he's wrong. This is the definition of a narcissist, guys. Tommy needs to get checked out. He needs to go to therapy. He needs to do what he needs to do to take care of this because it's obvious that it's trauma. Tommy dealt with trauma when he was younger, and in order to defeat that trauma, he became a narcissist. I mean, I have a family member. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is, but I have a family member that is a narcissist, and this woman has gone through some terrible, terrible, tragic events in her life. So Tommy is another one of these people that go through harsh events in their life, and the only way that they can I guess cope with it is by being a fucking dick, and is by being belligerent, and is by cutting people off when somebody's trying to make a point.
Well, small claims suit against them. And then the person says, you know,
Okay.
you're burning bridges by filing this small claims suit against this person. You making them look bad. So they're never going to pay you now. Well, they weren't paying me before. So at least if they don't pay me, I at least get to put it out in front of the world that they owe me. That's why people put
How do you know that he won't repay you?
Y'all see what just happened? I said, you have this person, and 4 months they have not paid you. He's still telling me you should hold on. You know what you're saying? How do you know your husband won't come back home? So you shouldn't file for divorce. Because, yeah, he hadn't come home. Yeah, you called him and asked him where he at. Yeah, it's been 3 years. But if you file for divorce, that guarantees he won't come home. What?
Tommy, you don't make good analogies. That's another thing I noticed about you. The analogies that you make are about... Matter of fact, the analogies that you're making in this video are about people owing you something or owing a person something. God damn it. Kevin Samuels don't owe you shit, Tommy. That's your problem. That's your fucking problem.
They weren't home. Now you're trying to tell me if I don't just sit around and wait for this person to do it, then I'm making it worse. It's not worse than it was.
But so are you saying that the way in which you're going about doing it is really the right way to do it?
It's not worse than it was. You see what we just did? I said, show me a better way. Do you know what you couldn't do? So this is the difference between you and me.
You want to know what the better way is?
Sir, no, now I got to stop you. Now I got to stop you.
Do you want to know what the better way
No,
is?
sir, I don't now. Because that was my fucking question. Because that was my fucking question to you and you didn't answer it.
Well, I can answer it right now.
Do y'all hear that? Sir, no, you can't. Now I'm talking. Now I'm talking to my fucking audience. Now I'm asking. See how he just sits there and keep talking? Was that not the question I asked him? I said, don't tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Tell me what I should be doing. That was the question I asked. He couldn't answer it. He did all that talking, and I let him do it. And at the end of it, I said, you did all that talking, but you still did not answer the question I asked. You want me to do it? You want me to do it? You want me to do it? What?
Tommy, there is no answer that you'll accept. Every single answer that a person gives you, no matter whether it's factual or it sounds stupid or it's factual or it's factual or it's factual, the solution can be it can be scientifically proven, Tommy. Anything that anyone says, you will be able to dispute it because you are a fucking narcissist. That's how narcissists work.
Do I want you to do it? That was the fucking question I asked. You didn't do it.
And then you get mad, and then you get angry, and then you cuss people out, and then you call people bitches and hoes and fuck niggas and faggots. And then you turn around and wonder why Kevin Samuel still hasn't hit you up yet. This is your problem, Tommy. No man in his right mind, no high value man, because let's call it what it is. Kevin Samuels is in fact a higher value man than you are, Tommy. Kevin Samuels is a higher value man than you are. He don't get pissed off at me when I say this, but I think he's more of a man than you. You want to know why I think he's more of a man than you, Tommy? Because you can't help getting pissed off about what people say on the internet. People's words bother you so much, Tommy. You throw these fits. You start cussing people out. You start calling people out their name. Guess what? Kevin Samuels doesn't do that, Tommy. So to me, he's more of a man than you are. And I'm not even saying that to be disrespectful. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that to try to piss you off. I'm saying it because it's a fact. Tommy, you get in your feelings a lot over the smallest things. And whenever it's time for Kevin Samuels, on the other hand, to address a certain topic, he does it with elegance. He does it while being calm. He does it without cussing people out, calling them bitches and hoes and fuck niggas like you do. Let's continue.
And then he keeps on talking. Sir, let me ask you, why do you keep talking like that? Why is it that when I'm fucking talking, you won't shut the fuck up? I did ask you that question. That was the question you were asked. You didn't answer it. Why would you now turn around and tell me, you want me to answer it? You want me to answer it? You didn't think I wanted you to answer it when I first asked?
Sir, this is your platform. I'm not going to.
That question was direct. That question was direct. That question was direct. That question was direct. I said, my question was direct. Then if you're not gonna do it, then we can both be nice to each other and move on. Because I did ask you a direct question when I let you back in. If you don't have an answer for it, then say I don't have an answer.
Well, I tried to make my point before I answered your question.
That doesn't make any sense. That causes problems. Does it not? Did you not see how it caused a problem? Because I sat here and listened to you very patiently. I listened to you.
Tommy, did you in fact listen very patiently? Or did you simply wait until he was done talking in order to do the same thing you've always done, which is be right no matter what it takes? That's the one thing you could never do, Tommy, is admit You can't even admit one time that somebody was right about something. You know, it's like every single person that calls in is a fucking idiot by your logic. Nobody that calls into your show has any sense. Everybody's a fucking idiot, and I refuse to believe that, Tommy. This is how. Once again, this goes back to the narcissism. You are a fucking narcissist, Tommy. You are a fucking narcissist, and the sad part is, usually when a person is trying to make their point, even if they fucked up in the beginning, maybe they were in their feelings when they first called you, and then the second they're getting ready to make a valid point, you cut them off and call them stupid and call them a fort nigga or a goddamn bitch, a stupid fucking bitch, and you yell at the top of your lungs, and then you cut them the fuck off. See, this is why I can't be on your show, Tommy. This is why I can't be on your show, because I refuse to be disrespected by a loudmouth bitch in a man's body. Because that's exactly what you acting like, Tommy. A loudmouth bitch in a man's body. Do you remember when you said, see, Tommy, this is how you know I used to be a huge follower of you. I remember you saying you got to stomp the bitch out of you every day. Apparently, Tommy, that ain't working well enough for you. Stomping the bitch out of you every day is not working well for you because you still acting like a bitch. What you're doing right now, Tommy, every time you cut people off, see, the only difference between you and a black female is the fact that you have a very, very, very strong voice. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you have a very strong, powerful voice. You have very strong vocals. It is very hard for people to cut you off when you start to raise your voice. It's a gift from God that you are abusing. Okay?
Wait a minute, but you know what happened? I listened, but wait, right. I listened to you finish. I didn't cut you off. I listened to you finish when you paused. And I said, okay, well, he's finished, but he didn't answer what I asked.
Okay, so I agree with you. You're 100% correct.
Why would you do that? How is that helping anybody? If we're talking and I'm saying...
Tommy, do you know why he said he 100% agrees with you? Because you're a narcissist, the only thing you can do is agree with a narcissist. Because a narcissist is always right and they're never wrong. This is why those bitch-ass belts that you got in the background, or that you used to have in the background on your shows, Tommy, I don't give a fuck about trying to win none of those fucking belts. You want to know why? Because talking to you is impossible. Trying to debate and trying to win a debate with you is fucking impossible. Not because I'm stupid, not because I'm wrong, not because I don't make valid points, but because you are a narcissist and you will never admit defeat.
Okay, fine. I need to understand what I should do, or the better way. Why wouldn't you give me that?
Again, I said that.
The better way. The better way to handle Kevin Samuels being bold enough to speak on topics the same way you're bold enough to speak on topics. Tommy, stop trying to take credit for every fucking thing that exists in this fucking world. Stop it. That shit is fucking irritating.
I made the mistake in trying to make a point before answering the question. And then after I made my point, then I said, do you want me to answer the question?
No, you didn't.
But of course.
That's not what, no, sir. That's not what, sir. That's not what happened.
What happened?
What happened was, after you made your point, you didn't say that. I had to point out that you didn't answer it. And you said, okay, do you want me to answer it? You asked me, do I want you to do something that I already asked you to do? That would be like a woman trying to tell you, if you said to a woman, look, I'll give you some money for what it is that you need. You just tell me what you need. And she talks all around the world, but never tells you what she needs. And then you said, well, dear, but you didn't tell me what you need. And her response is, do you want me to tell you what I need? Why would she even ask you that when your initial question was that?
Okay, I'm agreeing with you.
What is it? I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me now. What is the best way that you think I should go about this?
Continue to build your platform.
I really do wish that this caller would have finally understood that there's nothing that you could say to Tommy to where he will be satisfied. Nothing satisfies Tommy. Tommy, you just said, what do you think is the way I should go about this? How do you think I should handle this? No matter who you are as a caller, there is no way to. Let's continue. For you to get the credit for what someone else is stealing. Tommy, Kevin is not stealing anything from you. He's not stealing anything from you. I've watched his videos. He's not stealing anything from you. What you're pissed off about, see, Tommy, now I got to teach you something. What you're pissed off about is the fact that there is another dark-skinned black man that is just as successful as you are, that is up in age like you are, and is loved by a lot of people just like you, and he's independent just like you. That's what you're pissed off at. You are pissed off that most likely, and you know what? The point I'm getting ready to make right now, I actually agree with it. What you're most likely pissed off at is, look, Kevin Samuels was inspired by you to start doing YouTube videos and to start talking about black topics. If you wanted to know whether or not I agreed that there was some kind of inspiration by you, I would agree with it. But guess what, Tommy? He's not you. And the points that he makes, you don't fucking own these points, my nigga. You don't own these fucking points. I'm going to end this video right here, guys, and I might make a part 2. We are at 29:46. I may make a part 2. So leave your likes. I gotta get on a phone call real quick. Leave your likes. Show this video to Tommy. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'm out. I come from a place that's real scary. Big guns, like military, real shit, no fairy tale. I possess a shit ton of knowledge, I'm like the holy grail. I was born with high perseverance so that I never fail. They tried to label me crazy and so I hid the pain. Tell 'em, big pharma selling alternate cocaine. Tell 'em, but